Hi. Before this video begins, I just want to say this little message. This one is mainly towards Joseph Motley, the creator of Told on Paper Cartoon. So I'm just going to say, please do not take this as an attack towards you or your series, or as a sign you should stop doing paper shows. This video will serve as a constructive response to how a certain season ended up. So it's not really your fault in the end. So even though I may not think TDPC is the best paper show at all, I still want you to continue to make paper show seasons as much as you want, and I really hope to see you improve in the future. I also want to say something to Survivor Sans. I also don't want you to take this as an attack. I just want you to know what you did wrong, and I also hope you do well in the future. So yeah, let's just begin the video. Throughout the last couple of days, Season 33 of Total Drama Paper Cartoon, also known as Total Drama Paper Cartoon Fans vs. Favorites 2, has become one of the most controversial seasons in the paper show community. On paper, no pun intended, it had a lot going for it, a promising cast and many teasers. But this season ended up backfiring in the worst way possible. Boring challenges, characters being out of character, some of those most blatant Riggory in paper show history, and worst of all, suggestions from a certain someone that affected the season. So today, we are going to see where this all went wrong. So without further ado, this is the Riggory of Total Drama Paper Cartoon Fans vs. Favorites 2. So, with that said, let's get down to business. So, first off, I'm just gonna be clear with you. I'm not the biggest fan of Told on Paper Cartoon. It's not one of my favorite paper shows. Once again, not hate. It definitely does have its flaws, like taking a lot of stuff from other shows and stuff. So, as this is a Told on Paper Cartoon season, it definitely has some issues that fled the previous seasons, like stale challenges, things getting taken. I noticed a lot of stuff was taken from the most recent Told TDN season, being Fist of Fury, like a lot of challenges and stuff, and then the characters being out of character. But this season takes being out of character to a whole new level, and I have two main examples with this. The first one is Sukasa. In the series, he does like to refer himself as a future star, but he does possess a bit of reliability to him. However, in Told on Paper Cartoon, him saying he's the future star is dialed up to an 11, and he causes his own elimination by calling Pi a little shit. Yikes. But in my opinion, the biggest case of derailment this season is Ack. In this series, he is quite a medical operator, and he does have some medical experience to him. He does have a bit of attitude, but yeah. However, in TDPC, he is portrayed like the stereotypical total drama villain, always backstabbing people, saying they're all gonna fall for his plan, and and rubbing it in their faces. I mean, have a look at this clip.
Match, you guys won't get rid of me. You guys are going down. Oh yeah, yeah. Twerking, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not this.
Yeah, it speaks for itself. So overall, the derailment this season is not cute. Well, next let's talk about the eliminations. Now, at the beginning of the season, most of the eliminations made sense, like a lot of the early ones like Miss O, Lars, Lois. Yeah, a lot of them made sense. However, starting in episode 12, there were many, and I mean many, unfair and rigged eliminations that made the season hard to stomach. First, we're going to talk about the elimination that happened in episode 12, Rin. So basically, what happened here was that Rin saw Ak make a secret alliance with the favorites. Then Rin went over to go get the other alliance to vote for Ak. However, then comes Ak, coming up with a BS excuse, and of course, since this is TDPC, they eat it up and cause Rin to be voted out. Sad. And also, fun fact, they also voted her out just like her brother, so that's also fun. And also because she was quote unquote did nothing and was quote unquote useless. Keep that in mind, people. So yeah, justice for Rin. Next elimination that will be discussed is Lavender being eliminated with Fred. Now, mind you, this she's not on here just because she's my Robloxian OC. It's because of how much she got wasted here. This was in episode 19. Pie's Alliance voted for Fred, while the other three voted for Lav. Now, under normal circumstances, Fred would just be eliminated by himself. But for whatever reason, Brawler decides to pull a double elimination out of his ass, causing Lavender to be also eliminated. Now, mind you, I don't have an issue with the double elimination itself. Like, I'm fine with it every now and then, but this felt very blatant. Like, this was the prime example of getting rid of someone just because they are are in filler in the eyes of the creator. Because up to this point, Lavender had not done much. She was basically almost invisible. Sure, she did do some challenges, but up to now, she wasn't a big player in the season so far. So I think in Motley's eyes, I think he just wanted to get Lavender out to get just to fill out the time and to get rid of more people. So, but it's just so sad to see her get wasted like that. Like Lavender definitely could have had a bigger role in the season, but she just ended up getting treated like filler. And that's actually another issue in the season. A lot of the season feels like a lot of this cast feels like filler, just waiting to get booted. Also, Fred saying that she was boring in the Alliance despite not even seeing the other Alliance in action, was just a freaking salt in the wound. So yeah, justice for Lav. Next elimination that happened was 2 episodes later in episode 21 with Risky Boots. Everyone on the team was planning to vote for Ack. However, once again, since Ack has plot armor, he had an idol and he decided who got rid of. And even though there were bigger threats like San and Tom, Ack decided to boot Risky just because she didn't do nothing and didn't deserve to be in the game. Again with the doing nothing card. So yeah, justice for Risky. The last elimination will be discussed is Jupiter's elimination in episode 23. Here Jupiter tries to get Python to vote for Sans, which is a good move, but then Craig's dumbass decides to be an a-hole, and he decided to flip to eliminate Jupiter as revenge for Morty and Julius. I know, it's dumb. So yeah, justice for Jupiter. So yeah, justice for these four in general. Yeah. So now, it is time to talk about the main issue of the season. The main thing that is holding this season back. The main person who is the stem of a majority of this season's flaws. It is Survivor Sans. Now, before I get into him, I just want to say I do not dislike Sans. It's just that this season, he messed up big time. The first thing is obviously the whole Pie versus Sans rivalry. I was worried that this was going to be the bulk of the season storyline and that everything else was going to be overshadowed in comparison. And well, I was right. The main thing about Sans is that he was obsessed with making everything about himself. Like, so at the beginning of the season, he would say his predictions for the upcoming episode, which was a bit annoying considering he always mentioned either himself, Pie, Rita, or Penny, but it didn't affect the season. Starting in, I believe, episode 23, he said, and I quote, "Am I the only one thinking when Penny and Sans finally become a couple, Ack will get rid of Penny and Pie and Sans will have to work together, lol?" And even though it didn't happen immediately, Penny was eliminated 2 episodes later. And then Sans came up with the idea to make him and Pie work together, and guess what? They worked together in the vote for episode 26. Fun! Next, Sans made an idea of there being a 4-to-4 split with Ack being in the middle, and guess what? That was the challenge for episode 27.
Also, the comment about the kiss is sus AF.
And most recently, Sans came up with the idea of how the final four will go and how the finale should be a challenge. Yay! Fun. As of this recording, Fans vs. Favorites 2 is up to episode 3. The whole thing is that the season's not done, but yeah. But so we don't know how this season will end, but Motley, if you are listening, please don't let Sans control the season anymore. I think he's controlled the season enough at this point. Please. And on top of this, Sans' whole arc this season is due to Kaka. Of course, there's the Pie rivalry, but there's also his relationship with Penny, which is also whack and kinda creepy, not gonna lie. Also, Penny sucks. She's your average boring love interest. I actually loved when Ken pushed her in her elimination episode. That was iconic.
Ha! Suck them, bitch! Ken, you're safe. Yes! No, Penny! Ken, you lunatic! Shut up, bitch.
So, yeah. So, in conclusion, with Sans basically stripped basically all the enjoyment from the season. He tried to make it all about him, which led to anyone not related with Sans to be fodder to be eliminated. Once again, I don't hate the guy, but he definitely screwed up what really could have been a great season. So, I think that's all I have to say. So, overall, this season was a disappointing mess. It had so much potential, but that was obliterated by some out of character contestants, rigged eliminations, and Sans making the season all about him. Yikes, this season was a no for me. But at the end of the day, I really hope that both Motley and Sans, learn from this, and hopefully that the season can somehow have a happy ending. Hopefully, even though it's probably not going to happen, but yeah. And I really hope, like I said, Motley and Sans learn from this and go on to make better seasons because they both have so much potential to be better than this. Yeah, I'm done with this video. Stay tuned for more videos to come, and yeah, once again, no hate, and yeah. Well, that's all. I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that is. So yeah, bye.